8.5 seconds, that's not a lead, that's an execution. At North Wilkesboro, Chandler Smith didn't just win a truck race, he made an entire field disappear in his mirrors, and by the time it was over, he just put his name in the history books forever. Here's the breakdown. Chandler Smith took the checkered flag at North Wilkesboro Speedway, and he didn't just beat the field, he obliterated it. His margin of victory over Front Row Motorsports teammate Layne Riggs was 8.479 seconds. That is now the largest winning margin ever recorded on a short track in the history of the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series. This is Smith's second straight win at this exact track, back-to-back domination on the same half-mile bullring. Behind him, the story got even wilder. Ben Gisbergen, a road course king trying to prove he belongs on ovals too, drove from outside the top 10 all the way to a third-place finish. That ties his best ever oval result in any NASCAR series. And remember, this is only his fourth truck race ever. Eckes came home fourth. Landen rounded out the top 5. To understand how big this is, you have to understand where Chandler Smith has been the last few weeks. He said it himself after the race. His team had the speed, but the finishes weren't coming. Bad luck, bad breaks, races that should have gone their way slipping through their fingers. In racing, that kind of stretch eats at a team. Confidence erodes. Crew chiefs start second-guessing setups. Drivers start pressing too hard, trying to force results that aren't there. Then Saturday happened and everything flipped. This wasn't a lucky win born out of fuel strategy or a late caution. This was a truck that was simply faster than everyone else on the racetrack. On a night when the heat was brutal enough to send competitors to the medical trailer, reportedly even actor and part-time racer Frankie Muniz needed assistance afterward. For Front Row Motorsports, this is massive. Two of their trucks, Smith and Riggs, went 1-2. That's not just a good day, that's a statement that their program is peaking at exactly the right time, heading into the stretch run of the season. And the timing matters. Riggs now holds a 59-point lead over Honeycutt in the regular season standings, while Stuart Friesen and Corey Ankrum are currently tied for the final transfer spot into the chase. Every stage point, every finishing position is now a matter of playoff survival. Let's talk about what actually happened on track, because the numbers alone don't tell the whole story. Stage 1 was chaos. 3 wide for the lead almost immediately, a spin in a driver's very first truck start, chaotic restarts, tire issues, contact in the pack. This was not a clean, comfortable night for most of the field. Then stage 3 arrived, and Chandler Smith simply drove away from everybody, not inch by full seconds at a time. That kind of pace in a Truck Series race on a short track where handling and traffic usually keep things bunched up tells you Front Row Motorsports unlocked something in that truck that nobody else on pit road had an answer for. Now here's the strategic layer worth watching. A dominant win like this puts a target on Front Row Motorsports' back heading into the chase. Other teams will be combing through setup data, watching video, trying to figure out what gave Smith that kind of separation. If it's a legitimate speed advantage and not just a perfect night, expect rival crew chiefs to be working overtime this week. The risk for Smith and his team is different. It's pressure. When you set a series record, expectations change overnight. A quiet, building momentum story becomes a spotlight story. Every finish from here forward gets measured against that 8.4-second second number. And then there's Van Gisbergen. A third-place run in just his 4th truck start coming from deep in the field is not a fluke. It's a signal. If he's already running with legitimate countries on an oval this early in his truck career, that should worry everyone gunning for a championship in that series long term. Is all of this smart or dangerous for the sport's competitive balance? Depends who you ask. A dominant team makes for great highlight reels, but if Front Row Motorsports starts running away with races like this heading into the playoffs, it could turn the chase from a genuine contest into a coronation. Expect the reaction to split right down the middle. Front Row Motorsports fans and Chandler Smith supporters are going to be riding high. A record-setting win, a driver giving credit to his team and his faith, a genuinely feel-good storyline heading into the playoffs. On the other side, rival fan bases and some analysts are going to look at that 8.479 second gap and start asking uncomfortable questions. Was the rest of the field simply that far off? Or is something else going on with truck performance across the garage? That's the kind of number that generates debate, not just celebration. And Ben Gisbergen's run is going to dominate a lot of the conversation too. Road course specialist making the jump to ovals has been one of the most talked about storylines in NASCAR the last couple of years. A top 3 run like this adds serious fuel to that fire. Best case scenario, Chandler Smith and Front Row Motorsports carry this momentum straight into the chase. Layne Riggs locks up the regular season title, Smith rolls in as a legitimate championship threat, and this North Wilkesboro win becomes the moment people point back to as the turning point of their season. Worst case scenario, this ends up being a one-night outlier. The competition closes the gap, the pressure of expectations gets to the team, and instead of building on this record-setting performance, Front Row Motorsports finds itself chasing consistency all over again heading into the most important stretch of the year. Which one actually happens comes down to the next few weeks. Championships are not won on one great night, they're won on whether a team can repeat it. So here's the real question. Was this the moment Chandler Smith and Front Row Motorsports announced themselves as the team to beat in the Truck Series chase? Or was this just one perfect night that the rest of the field is about to erase? Drop your prediction in the comments. Are you buying the hype, or do you think this gets reeled back in fast? If you want breakdowns like this every single race weekend, make sure you subscribe to SportsWire USA because the chase is about to get a lot more interesting.